Coming up right now, dancing with a mascot landed one principal in an awkward spot right at the start of a new school year.
Also coming up, a customer loses it and throws a plate at a waitress.
What?
Wait until you hear what the police did following the call for help.
A little bit later on, a passenger pulls, don't you know who I am, after boarding a flight and refusing to sit in coach. We'll tell you who's under that hat coming up.
Goodness, Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English. This is Daily Flash for your Thursday. Man, we love having you here.
We
also
do.
love having old Maddie Doolittle hanging out
Maddie.
with us. Matt, how are you over there?
Good. So my wife's introduced me to a show I didn't watch when it was out the first time. She's got me watching X-Files.
Oh.
She's
Good, man.
she's
Good
going
show.
back there.
Yeah.
And what I've realized, every episode is the same. Something creepy happens. David Duchovny finds it out. Scully doesn't believe him. Then they figure it out, and then all the evidence gets destroyed.
100%. It's
Same
a conspiracy.
Same thing. Every episode.
And it was on for what, 10 years?
Yeah, like 10 or 11 episodes of this.
Without the X-Files, we would not have had Breaking Bad as good as it is, because
That
Vince
is true.
Gilligan
Worked
decorated
with Bryan
Cranston
Cranston.
as he was a guest spot, and he's like, this
Yes.
guy's got something, and he wound up using him because they had worked together on
That
X-Files.
is proof you never know who you work with and how that could affect your future in
Hollywood
later
is
years.
very incestuous.
It is. That is true.
Be cool wherever you have. That's our one advice if you're going to make
Yeah.
it in Hollywood.
Oh, what's that saying? Be mindful of the butts that you kiss because you may be
on the way-
kissing because you may be kissing them on the way down.
My dad said, it's like, be careful who you step on your way to the top. You're going to need them on the right.
Yeah,
down.
exactly.
Yeah.
So check this out. This lady decided she was going to try and figure out a way to get back at package thieves, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she decides she's going to mail packages to herself at her P.O. box because somebody kept stealing her mail. Inside one of the packages, she put an Apple AirTag.
Ooh.
Lo and behold, her mail was stolen yet again. She was able to trace the AirTag to a nearby neighborhood. She alerted police. They went out. Sure enough, not only did they have her mail and packages, but dozens of other people. They had stolen and ripped off packages and mail, checks, you name it. They had a huge fraud operation going on. So she used the Apple
Good for her.
AirTag to track down, these suspects. Now, Apple was called to say, hey, what do you think about this? No response yet from Apple. But the question is, if you do this, are you putting yourself at risk if you yourself are going after the thieves? Rather than what this woman, I think, did was smart. She called authorities and said, hey.
My understanding, too, they're like, well, there's nothing we can do until you find out who's stealing, I would
Yes.
imagine. And that was like, well,
Yeah.
here's a lead, at
Yeah.
least, and I'm glad that they did that. Mark Rober, he was the guy who, he was the NASA scientist that invented the box that people would steal, and it would shoot confetti and spray, fart spray, and every year he would update. You know who I'm talking about, Mark Rober? This guy is awesome.
It's great. I'm all for it.
And they would put cameras in it, GPS locators, sirens, everything, and it would videotape the people stealing it and catching it. And he said the biggest thing that they were, I think it was in San Francisco, is out west. People would they see a car, bust the window, steal it. So he made one for at the back of that way.
Really?
And I appreciate it as well. And there's a whole industry now that has those locker safes in front of your house because of those packages. Well, good for that lady.
Well, it's terrifying, too, because now these thieves are getting much more brazen. Not only are they plotting, their next robbery, but they're also following a lot of these delivery trucks around neighborhoods.
That can be dangerous.
And getting out and stealing packages.
And really, with Amazon making as much money as it does, and their policies, really, if somebody steals something, usually they take care of it as well. So that's the good news. We move on now to California, where a high school principal could be on permanent vacation, like the Aerosmith's album, after a recent pep rally. His name's Robert Nunez. He was caught on camera rolling himself towards the school Viking mascot in an office chair. Okay, well, the dance took a bizarre turn when he fired gold confetti at the mascot.
Oh, my goodness.
He also apparently be dancing in a suggestive manner. Principal then trades places with the mascot. Nunez then appears to place his hands on the mascot's chest before being surrounded by other students. Look at this, y'all. The crowd goes wild, and the principal is seen pushing the mascot out of the room on the rolling chair. Principal's behavior prompted the high school district to suspend him as they investigate the matter in just a few days into the school year. This is the principal I actually want.
Yeah.
This is the guy I want as my kid's principal.
God.
Kind of the mascot's fault too. He was teasing.
That's what I say.
Did the mascot not get busted for this?
It seems like this would be. It was okay. We're told that there was a mascot was a woman.
Was it another
James?
teacher? Do we know?
Oh,
had to be a
so it's
teacher.
speculation that it was a figure. Okay, so even still though, it's a pep rally, and it probably wasn't planned. Like, hey, you'll dance with him, and he wanted to get the kids excited and that sort of thing. And it's sad that happened. This is a guy that's teaching kids. What's wrong? Come on, have
sorry,
fun.
but did you see the confetti? The way it shot out from him sitting on the chair.
I think here's what the problem is, Matt. Why I have to hold off hanging out with Matt too often because we say stuff and do stuff. Well, no, we say and do stuff, and I'm like, we can't do this all the time because we're gonna wind up doing it on the air.
Yes.
So that I have a feeling that's what happened with this principal, hanging out with his buddies.
Got caught in the moment.
And forgot. Oh yeah,
I've been to Tampa a couple times. I guarantee you.
Well, the kids didn't seem to be affected by it or see anything really wrong with it.
Oh please, they see worse on TikTok.
I know, that is true.
Come on.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
It's and I hope the guy doesn't lose his job. I mean, it's first off, it's hard to get principals and teachers to become educators.
And I'm sure he's a super cool guy. I'm guessing.
My vote is to keep him. So whatever that matters.
But the problem is, it started at the very beginning of the school year. So now he's either sidelined for the rest of it, or they'll figure something out pretty fast.
I think there could be a halftime show you can do.
There
maybe.
could.
Let's see about that.
Absolutely. Turns out the customer is not always right. Sometimes they do stuff that's wrong, like smacking a server in the face with a dinner plate. We must warn you that this video might be upsetting. Here it is, surveillance video from a restaurant in the UK shows a man grabbing a dinner plate and hitting a waitress across the face with it. The server had just put dinner on the table for the family of 3 when the customer grabbed the plate. The waitress is totally stunned in the video, and the family quickly exits the restaurant. As for the police, the waitress said they did nothing following the attack. Didn't even bother to look at the surveillance footage. The police department released a statement admitting the complaint was not handled the right way, and an investigation is now underway.
There's 2 sides to every story. I'll get that, but even still, this is a small little girl. Looks like, and violence is never the answer altogether. And then stage 3 is there's cameras everywhere. We need to show some kind of decorum. It's sad that violence had to be read that way, but. We don't know the entire story. I don't think it's right, though.
It's not. I'll take it to another level, though. With everything happening in the UK right now, if you post a video like that, or if you like it or you share it, there's a chance that you'd be thrown in jail.
Oh, you're right.
Because you may be, on the other side of, the politically correct spectrum.
That's a good point, yeah.
And then you're serving time for either sharing that video or liking it or asking questions about it.
You're adding to the propaganda of whatever it is on whatever they might
whatever they think is propaganda, right? Yet some poor woman probably could have been permanently damaged for life.
Yeah, sad to see that. Rapper Juvenile is beefing with American Airlines after he claims flight attendants tried to boot him from first class and put him back to coach. The hip-hop star documented his experience on video, shouting, "I'm a celebrity," when airline employees confronted him about his seat assignment. While Juvenile outright refused, he's not a good camera guy, by the way.
No.
He refused to leave first class. His wife can be heard telling the flight attendants that they are sitting in their assigned seats. Now, the rapper claimed that there would be repercussions because of the disrespect. Juvenile and his wife then proceeded to exit the plane. The rapper later took to social media to document his past history with American Airlines. No matter who he is, if those were his rightful seats, okay, I'll give him that. But I don't think that they, at this day and age, despite what we see on airlines, that they would kick somebody out if they didn't honestly know that that's not their seat. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree with you. I think it'd be fair to say, what does American Airlines have to say about this story? And, I'm with you. I don't think that they would forcibly try to remove somebody from their assigned seats if, in fact, they were assigned seats in coach. Or in first class, I'm sorry.
And the only people I think, because there are sometimes empty seats, rarely, but sometimes in first class, you give those to soldiers, I just say, man, you know what? We're going to move you up front here if there's an open seat. I'd be happy. Like if I was on a list to get a first class seat, and then I saw a soldier got instead, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely, I think you should. Now I'm not going to give it up if they give it to me.
Is Juvenile a big enough rapper that we should all know who he is?
Not since '99.
Yeah, okay. He's been around for a while. He's actually he's the No Limit Soldier, is what I've been told, and also he was juvenile back then, but now he's
he's
just
adult, mature.
Yeah, and control apparently is a big thing.
I wondered if he just got on and he was rowdy and stuff, and maybe they just asked him to leave or something flat out like
again,
that.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
That's the point. Yeah. We don't know until we hear both sides.
You automatically go to social.
Is it a problem too that he's threatening that there will be repercussions? Doesn't that seem like it's a little bit?
Yeah, like what are those repercussions?
Yeah,
and
what are you
become
going to do?
Broad
exactly.
Like all right.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Our next guest is Emily Swisher. She is a psychotherapist specializing in equine interventions. Her new book titled Stable is about the healing nature of horses. Emily, welcome to Daily Flash.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So tell us, what is an equine intervention?
Of course. So equine intervention is just a broad term that covers a lot of ground. I think by now most people have heard the term horse therapy thrown around, and that can either be a physical or mental health therapist that uses horses as part of an intervention in their treatment modality, to adaptive riding lessons that are geared towards anyone with a physical or cognitive difference that needs a bit of support. So I actually started my career doing adaptive riding lessons before I moved into psychotherapy, and have since expanded into wellness retreats, corporate coaching, and different events here locally in Montana.
Emily, give us some more insight into how horses have helped with your own healing process.
Absolutely. So Stable kind of chronicles not only my career path, but how I fell in love with horses around age 10. And they just happened to be that grounding element for me throughout adolescence. My teenage years were a bit destructive as I was processing some of my own trauma. And I just think it's important for all of us to have not only this space or this community where we feel supported and accepted for who we are, particularly teenage girls nowadays. So yeah, horses just happen to be that throughout my life.
Let's talk about how equine intervention has helped your clients when it comes to reconnecting and finding some peace and happiness.
Definitely. So I've seen everything from the subtle to the miraculous of an impacted adult speaking their very first words from the back of a horse. And I write about this teenage girl in Stable. She was coming to us as she was relearning how to walk. She was wheelchair bound due to a chronic pain condition. And after several weeks of riding lessons, she was actually able to start running alongside her horse in the arena, kind of with this new motivation, strength, and resilience. So every person that comes to me has a very remarkable and unique set of background. And it can be anyone that's healing from grief or trauma. They come into the barn with this pain that's very heavy. And the barn is just kind of this sanctuary that they can feel at peace. And they can start kind of integrating back into their life and into the world again. I really enjoy working with women who have been in an abusive or domestic violence situation, and they've ingrained kind of this negative belief system that they're taking up too much space or asking for too much. And horses by nature are very gentle, but they're very large. And so they require a confident and capable leader that can help direct, the body appropriately, that they're safe around the horses. And so it's very neat to kind of be this interpreter between the horse, what they're telling me with their body language, and what the client's bringing into the session. So it's great for adolescents as they're learning that emotional and behavioral self-regulation and awareness that they can then take into school and back into homes. So yeah, there's some really unique stories in Stable.
I've loved horses since I was a young child, and my parents would never indulge me, in riding lessons or anything like that because of the safety and expense issues as a younger person. But as an adult, I decided to get into it, and it's amazing the therapy and the freedom and the comfort you feel after a really good lesson at the barn. And I've also seen with a lot of the younger girls who are teenagers, if they've got a barn to go to, if they have a lesson or a horse, we call it horse crazies. I'm sure you're familiar familiar with, there is a certain motivation that just keeps them in line. They love that horse. They're going to take on those riding lessons. That's their focus. So it keeps them out of troubles, I guess, for lack of a better phrase.
Definitely. And I'm so glad to hear that horses have been an outlet for you and that you finally got your opportunity to ride.
Definitely. And, we've seen a few people come to the barn, some parents who had autistic children. And it's amazing the connection they have with these horses. They communicate with those horses in a way that they can't communicate on the ground with their parents. Once they're up in that saddle, it's a whole different experience.
Definitely. Yeah. Their horses are so accepting and just whatever we bring into the room. And, it's great that you've seen that yourself as well.
Emily, this has been terrific. Any insight you can share with folks who are a bit nervous around horses, that would love to kind of indulge a passion, but they don't have the confidence?
Definitely. So I think there's always this kind of like false belief that horses can read somebody, like if you're a good or bad person, so to speak. But truly, they're just wanting us to be congruent with our emotions. So if you're nervous, you can just own that of like, sometimes I speak out loud around horses of like, hey, I'm a little nervous around you, but I'm willing to get to know you. So as long as we're showing up where our emotions and our body and behavior match what we're feeling, horses feel safe around us. So there's no need to put on a false front or, confidence if we're not feeling confident in that moment. So just own however you're feeling and they will accept that.
They're such great confidence builders. Emily, this has been terrific. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course. Thank you. For
more information or to get a copy of Emily's book, Stable, A Therapist and the Healing Nature of Horses, please visit EmilySwisherCounseling.com. And we'll be sure to have this entire interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Stay with us. More Daily Flash in just a moment.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Did you know that maintaining good posture helps our overall health and wellness? And that's why, for women, wearing the right bra is extremely important. Our next guest is on a mission to celebrate good posture. Please welcome the president of the Foundation for Chiropractic Progress, Dr. Sherry McAllister. Dr. Sherry, welcome. Nice to see you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Okay, why is good posture so important for our health?
Well, we all know that it increases our confidence, but few actually know that it improves our breathing. It can prevent back pain, and it boosts our energy.
I believe that. Now, what about the bra? Finding the perfect bra and the right fit, you say, is everything.
It really is, because when you have the right fit, it actually adds and supports your posture. So there are 5 questions that I would like your audience to kind of consider when they think about their bra. Number 1, does it dig into the shoulders? Question number 2, does it leave red marks or indentations? Does there have a gap between your breast and your bra? And then potentially is your breast spilling over the front or perhaps the side?
The side. Yeah, okay. We got it.
And then last, or second to last, is the underwire. Is it poking or pinching? And the last question, when you turn it around, a very important fact, is this back strap, is it too tight or too loose? Because that will actually make it go up and down and not support great posture.
Okay, what about the bra strap? This is the problem I have. I always have one bra strap that always falls down. What is going on there? I've adjusted it. I've done everything. What's going on? Clearly, it's my posture.
Well, it is, and it's about strength. And oftentimes, we will have a dominant side. So the dominant side is where the bra strap will stay on. The non-dominant side sometimes doesn't get as much of that tension. So a bad bra actually causes tension in through your shoulders, up into your neck, and can potentially give you some tension headaches. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay, so in work environments, many of us are on computers. How do we maintain good posture while at the desk? Because it's easy to fall into that slump.
It is, and it actually causes tech neck. So the slumping portion of our ergonomics is really, we need to check it. So a good seat, right, that has a nice lumbar support. We want our feet on the ground or maybe on a little bit of a footstool. Knees are approximately 90 degrees or maybe just slightly lower than the hips. And then watch that keyboard. Elbows need to be at 90 degrees. And then your monitor, it should be 2 to 3 inches where your eyes see at. So very important because our head weighs approximately 10 pounds.
Yep.
So if you think about tech neck is actually just dropping that head forward and then creating the tension. So 30 degrees of dropping forward can in fact lead to about 40 extra pounds of pressure.
And you probably don't, I know I don't even think about it. I try and keep good posture, but we all kind of get lazy and slump back into it. Many of us have poor core strength that leads to something new called shrimp posture. What is it and how can we avoid it?
Well, you just said it right. It is shrimp posture. It's getting into that C curve. And if you walk around and start looking at people, you're going to see the shoulders dropping in and the head dropping down. I think one of the big keys to changing your posture is, we know practice makes perfect, but with posture, it's practice makes permanent. So we need to start practicing good posture. And one fabulous way that I think your audience will really enjoy is something we do 52 times a day.
Okay.
Which is picking up our cell phone.
Yes.
So if you take just a moment before you pick up that cell phone and you practice to make permanent, and you think of 4 words: in, up, back, down.
Okay. In, up, back, down.
Grab that cell phone. In, elbow comes in, hand comes up, shoulders go back and down. You will avoid shrimp posture.
Okay, that's terrific advice. What is another tip that you can give to our audience, whether it's for posture, whether it's for finding a good bra or a good work habit that they can do?
Very important that we're getting up from our work desk. And if you can, the potential to actually invest in a sit-stand desk is really important, because then you're getting the blood flowing, your circulation, plus you're getting up and you'll get less of that brain fog that happens when shrimp posture comes on. So those are some really good tips. And then when you get up from your desk, maybe find a corner wall, put one hand on the left of the corner and the other hand on the right, and just stretch out that upper chest area. And when you sit back down, you'll feel like you just had an energy boost.
Oh, that's terrific advice. And when it comes to bras, do you advise getting a bra fitting?
Excellent, because our bodies change, whether we like it or not.
True.
And I think just having that moment to give yourself the right fitted bra, having it fit at a nice bra store is really helpful.
Very good.
You know, the potential, if we feel the tension, we want to get a posture exam, because we may not know how bad our posture is. So seeing a chiropractor would be an ideal place to start.
Dr. Sherry, thank you. For more information, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
Oh! That's the introduction.
Hello.
You just say your name and that pops.
Hello.
And I'm Mitch English. I'm Matt Dillon. Sorry, Matt. I'm trying. I don't think
he doesn't even get a chance to say his own name.
All right. Okay. Hulk Hogan. He's got a new beer out. It's called Real. What is it, Matt?
Real American. It's not good.
Really? It's not good beer?
Is that good?
All right, it's called Real American Beer. So he's on a campaign now. He's telling everybody about his beer. It's called Real American Beer. He was up in Medina, Ohio. He's at this place called the Thirsty Cowboy. And just like they normally do, kind of like Red Bull and other beverage companies, hey, we're here, Hulk Hogan. And he's throwing stuff, here's beer cans.
Okay.
Well, catch this, brother. Here you go, brother. And he's throwing beer cans out. Well, this lady's out in the crowd. Apparently, she gets hit in the head with one.
Oh, no.
9 stitches. Okay, so it was legit.
Okay.
But she swears, up and down, it was Hulk Hogan that grabbed this beer and threw it out to it. So she was obviously lawsuit going after. And they go, the cops came and they look at the video. And she went all the way. Said, no, I saw Hulk Hogan throw it. I saw it come right to me. Come to find out, it was one of his workers. Still, she did get hit, nevertheless, which I don't ever think throwing a beer is a good idea, ever.
Stone Cold used to catch him. What's her problem?
Yeah, exactly. Well, she's not a wrestler.
That's
so
right.
anyway, so we'll see where it comes out from that with his, I don't think he's going to be throwing them out anymore, but significant damage could happen if hit by a beer can. So we'll see where Real American Beer goes.
I'm kind of at a point with these lawsuits where I think people should have to pay what they're suing up front before they sue. So that all of these frivolous lawsuits, either either people think twice about them or they get tossed altogether.
I agree with you on that, and I guess our legal it will never happen.
Yeah, I know.
But it would be nice because in this day and age, honestly, you are allowed to sue anybody for anybody, and there are lawyers and there are people that would go after successful companies and say, hey, it's a copyright. I invented that, and a lot of times, most of the time, they'll go, we'll just pay them off. We'll just settle so this doesn't go anywhere. And that almost looks like when you settle, like you're guilty. And that's not the case. They just know that we don't want to go through any legal issues. So it's sad. Looks like there is going to be one possible legal issue could happen.
Could be. A California high school principal could be on permanent vacation after a recent pep rally. Robert Nunez was caught on camera rolling himself toward the school's Viking mascot in an office chair, but suggestive on both their parts. The dance took a very bizarre turn when Nunez fired gold confetti at the mascot, who also appeared to be dancing in a very suggestive manner. The principal then trades places with the mascot, as you see there. Nunez then appears to place his hand on the mascot's chest before being surrounded by other students. The crowd goes wild, and the principal is seen pushing the mascot out of the room on the rolling chair. The principal's behavior prompted the high school district to suspend him as they investigate the matter just a few days into the brand new school year.
That's awesome. This all right, so my senior year, Miss Blanks, she was, I think, my English teacher. Anyway, and so they had something similar to pep rally, and they, I don't know, somehow you got to go dance with one of the teachers or something, whatever.
Okay.
I don't know. I ran down there, being the obnoxious 17-year-old that I was, and I ran Miss Blanks and everything, and we were like dance, and then I started I'm trying to get the crowd going and everything. And so I kind of moving. I could still hear her today. Mitch, stop that. Stop it now. I go, no, Miss Blanks. And I'm doing all this kind of stuff. And it wasn't really bad. I wasn't feeling on it.
Sure.
But Mitch, stop it. Stop it. I could still hear it in my ear.
No damn cameras.
And there was no cameras. Exactly.
That's
you could
true.
not do that today. She would have gotten in trouble, and even though I would have been the one that started it.
So. Yeah.
You have to, in this day and age, you have to do that sort of thing. It's sad to see it. I like this principal that's playing along. He's a character, I'm sure.
It probably crossed the line a little bit.
The confetti.
Come on, the confetti. Really?
Watch the video. We'll replay this on our website if you want to see what we're talking about as far as the confetti goes. Just the way he was holding it, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we'll give him the benefit of a doubt. Here's the thing. I want that guy to be my principal because if I ever got in trouble, I go, oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Remember that time?
I do remember the one time. Remember that time you were...
Or you pull a confetti thing in his office.
Yeah. Really? We're doing this? Okay. Why not? All right.
I'll see your punishment and I'll raise you a confetti to mascot.
I would have gotten straight A's.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We have more Flash coming up right around the corner. You're watching Flash.
September 18th is National Cheeseburger Day, and Habit Burger and Grill is doing something quite literally out of this world to celebrate. Here's the story.
In celebration of National Cheeseburger Day, and with the double charburger recently ranked #1 by USA Today's 10 Best, Habit Burger and Grill has taken their iconic burger to new heights, literally.
When the double char ranked #1 on USA Today's 10 Best, we had to ask ourselves, what would a number one burger do to celebrate National Cheeseburger Day? And it quickly became apparent we had to do something out of the ordinary. In fact, we had to do something out of this world. So today, in the middle of the California desert, we are preparing to send the double char into the stratosphere. We are going to get to space. And we're going to be able to proudly say that our burger is the burger other burgers look up to.
Under the hot California desert sun, the team got to work in one of their iconic food trucks to create the perfect, fresh from the flame double char that would be launched into space. Then liftoff. The double char took a victory lap high above the Earth's atmosphere. Captured against the stark blackness of space, the double char reigned high above its burger rivals. And yep, cementing itself as the burger other burgers look up to.
The double char's 20-mile journey into space is going to be monitored by a whole host of advanced tracking systems, including GPS, temperature sensors, and pressure sensors.
They say the entire journey took about 2 hours and 30 minutes, 1 hour and 30 to ascend, and another hour to return. And while you can't taste this space-exploring double char, Habit Burger and Grill is inviting you to enjoy their delicious burgers right here on Earth. Find one near you at habitburger.com.
We can all relate to the challenges of adulthood, and Jesse Solomon, Bravo's Summer House star, East Coast bachelor, and jet setter, knows a thing or two about the importance of keeping it all together. Jesse joins us to share his approach to successfully maintaining his busy lifestyle with friends, travel, dating, and more.
How are you? Thanks for having me. National Adulting Day. It's a very special day for me. You know, I'm still learning how to be my best adult self, but OxyClean put this one on the calendar to celebrate, you know, different approaches to adulthood and really open up the discussion around what it means to be an adult. So I'm doing my best out here every day to be a good person, a good adult, to give back. I still work in finance. I've been making music. I just recorded a song in the studio last week. I'm putting out a holiday song. I have been back and forth to the Hamptons for 8 out of the last 9 weekends, and, you know, don't feel too bad for me. It's a fun time, but I've been very busy. I have a great team around me. I'm so blessed. I have a great manager. You know, I have a stylist now. Things are really changing. And she makes sure, I make sure that all my clothes are clean each week, especially with my stains. I'm a walking stain. They call me Messy Jesse. I actually had a stain on a shirt that I hadn't even worn the other day. It still had the tags on it. So I took it home, used my OxyClean, and the stain came right out. So I got to have my OxyClean handy, make sure I'm doing my laundry every week. I'm staying organized. I'm getting ahead of, you know, the events that I have, the clothes that I need, and just trying to stay on track. I'm just so excited to be an OxyClean partner and just share how these products have kind of enabled me to be my best adult self, even with my super busy schedule. So I'm grateful to be here. Thanks for having me, and stay clean.
Thanks for all that information, and we'll make sure we have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Well, as the summer travel season winds down, it's time to start planning trips for fall and winter. Travel expert Janine Tornatore is here to share some destination hotspots that you'll sure want to add to your visit list. So, Janine, you say that Latin America continues to grow as a hotspot for U.S. travelers, especially as we head into the cooler months across the country, right?
It certainly does. Everywhere from Mexico to Peru to Costa Rica, which is where I'm going to take you to today. This has become a big hotspot for U.S. travelers. And as we get into those cooler months, even bigger. So Costa Rica, of course, known for its lush rainforest, so many eco-adventure activities. The property that I want to highlight today is the Westin Reserva Concal. This is an all-inclusive resort, but it's not just a hotel. It is a sustainability experience that is set in the heart of a nature reserve. You get panoramic views from your rooms with modern interiors, great family amenities on site, including a kids club, but they also have an adults only area with its own pool and restaurant, a world-class golf course, of course, exceptional dining. But of course, it's all about the experiences in Costa Rica and getting out there and doing all those great eco-adventure activities.
And of course, a huge hotspot for everyone is the Caribbean everywhere. And it's known for its all-inclusive resorts, right?
It is. And I love all-inclusives, especially as we look ahead to the holiday season when so many families are traveling together. All-inclusives can make this planning a breeze when you have large groups. And there's also a lot of great value, but we're seeing more and more elevated experiences at resorts. So two of them that I would put on your list. One is Cancun, easy to get to from so many U.S. airports. The Marriott Cancun, an all-inclusive resort, is a great pick for families. They have renovated rooms and a renovated lobby, new pools, a water park. They have 9 specialty restaurants with everything from, of course, local Mexican cuisine to Polynesian and Japanese, daily entertainment. And of course, it's all about exploring the places outside your resort. When you go to Cancun, I highly recommend the Tulum Mayan ruins, the local eco-adventure parks. Those are great. Now, the Dominican Republic, if you're looking for the Caribbean as well, this is a great pick. So many great all-inclusives here. My choice for you today is this Sanctuary Cap Cana. This is a luxury collection adult all-inclusive resort. They've just undergone a $45 million modernization. They have 324 luxury suites, beautiful Spanish colonial architecture, 6 pools, award-winning golf. They have stunning beaches with private cabanas, 5 restaurants, and it's set in Cap Cana, which is its own private gated community with its own marina, shopping, and activities. So all in all, this can be a great experience for the fall or the winter season.
It's great, Janine. And where can we go for more information?
Well, these are all Marriott properties, so you can find all of these at MarriottBonvoy.com.
Thanks, Janine. We'll be sure we have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com. And now we've got important information on how your child's overall health starts in school. Here's more.
For 30 million children each year, school meals are a primary source of nutrition.
School meals are shown to improve student health, increase school attendance, and improve academic performance. Updated standards for school meals will improve nutrition security for children nationwide. However, Congress continues to try and weaken these standards. Every student deserves healthy meals to help them succeed in the classroom and have a healthy future.
Tell Congress to prioritize children's health and support healthy school meals by texting LUNCH to 46839.
With Hispanic Heritage Month upon us this September, it's more important than ever to empower Latino communities with the tools they need to protect themselves and their voices. Clayton Leah Broughton, Senior Executive Business Consultant for Truecaller, is here with tips on how to help protect and empower the Hispanic community.
Hey there, thanks for having me on your program. And the reason I'm here talking to you today is because of the epidemic that robocalls have become in terms of defrauding Americans. So Truecaller, every year we produce our Scam and Scam report. And this year, Americans lost $25 billion to voice and text scams. And we're right now on the cusp of Hispanic Heritage Month. And this is one of the populations, along with seniors and others, who are disproportionately targeted because criminals perceive them to be very vulnerable. Could be language issues, could be cultural issues, could be fixed income issues with seniors. And so we are in the job of doing one thing. We have one job to do, and that's protect consumers. And we do that using advanced artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning technologies to constantly analyze the traffic in the global telecommunications ecosystem in terms of the calls, billions of calls we see every hour coming into our users. We have over 400 million users globally. And so when we see calls, thousands or hundreds of thousands of calls from a small set of numbers that they're only lasting 2 seconds, we know that that's going to be suspicious activity. On top of that, we've got a very vigilant community who's coming in and saying, oh, that call was not a telesales call. That was actually an IRS scam. Or that call was actually important because it was a medical call. And by scoring and dispositioning these calls, we have a very accurate reflection of the numbers. So we also use AI to detect voice cloning or deep fake scams. We have all heard about President Biden's voice being emulated and deep faked to distract people or deter them from going to the polls, right? It was election fraud, or it was voter suppression. And so we want to make sure that these vulnerable populations, particularly during this very contentious election cycle are protecting themselves. So you can go to truecaller.com, learn more about these scams, educate yourself. You can download the apps from the App Store or Play Store, just search for Truecaller. And right now during Hispanic Heritage Month, for everybody, there's a 25% discount on our advanced subscription service. But the basic applications are free for everyone. You can take advantage of them, again, in the application stores. Download them, get your whole family on there, because all of us can be vulnerable at any given time. I'm sure we all know someone who has either nearly or been defrauded by a voice or a text. And right now, there's a QR code that will show. That'll take you straight to the download and give you that discount. So you need to be vigilant. They're not going to stop, and it's not going to get any better. So protect yourself with Truecaller the way you would with an antivirus system for your computer.
According to a new survey from Hill's Pet Nutrition, 8 in 10 Americans believe they need a plan for their pet in case of an emergency or a natural disaster. Joining us to discuss how pet owners can better prepare are Dr. Rebecca Trumbull and Dr. Roberta Westbrook.
September is National Preparedness Month. Hill's Pet Nutrition is teaming up with our longtime shelter partner, the Houston SPCA, to help provide resources and remind folks to create these emergency preparedness plans so they can react quickly during times of need.
I think it's a great idea to have a pet emergency kit well before the emergency occurs. The first thing would be a 3-day supply of both food and water for your pet. The second thing would be get with your family veterinarian to have at least a 2-week supply of any medications that are necessary to keep your pet healthy. Then making sure that your pet has a safety harness and a leash, and then a travel carrier available so that you can move quickly during a time of emergency. Then unfortunately, there's always the possibility that your pet could become injured during travel. In that case, getting a first aid kit put together would be a wonderful thing to help provide basic pet care.
You can visit hillspet.com/prepareyourpet for more information.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. A Florida party girl turns out to be the only hope for the NASA space program after a fluke puts her into training. This is today's must-watch movie, Space Cadet.
Once upon a time, I had bigger dreams. I see a girl.
3, 2, 1.
That's gonna be you one day, Rex.
I know it, Mom.
But sometimes, life doesn't always work out the way you planned.
Yo.
Can I get you another drink? 10 years ago, I got lost.
Last call, everybody, last call!
But it's not too late. I'm gonna be an astronaut.
Oh my God. Wait, come again?
Dear NASA.
No, girl. This resume will never get you in, but let's make a few changes that will.
Dear NASA, I've accomplished everything I've ever wanted.
Dr. Tiffany Simpson, you have been selected for astronaut training.
I'm gonna be an astronaut!
Johnson Space Center. I'm actually here. Dr. Stacy Kellogg, MD, PhD.
Mancini, Captain Jack.
Violet Marie Vislavsky.
We have a special name for astronaut candidates, ASCANs.
What?
Over the next 9 weeks, you will be trained and tested. Most of you will not pass.
Mama, is that an astronaut?
Not with my tax dollars, she's not.
Are we sure Dr. Simpson belongs here?
We need unconventional candidates. She built a series of gates to protect the manatees from speedboats.
When we were kids, you inspired me.
You took everything out about my resume being made up and said it wasn't made up.
Get your ass back home before you hurt somebody.
I was born to do this.
Once you let your dreams out of the box, you can't just shove them back in.
723, you're clear for takeoff.
Punch it, Flamingo.
Is this thing hard to land or what?
Looks cute.
It does look fun there too. I think if it gets girls excited about space and engineering too, I think that could help out as well. So.
The other one I'm looking forward to is Fly Me to the Moon on
that.
Apple TV with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. She plays a PR rep and she's got to stage what looks like a landing on the moon in case things don't go 100%
Oh, really?
right. Yeah,
like a period thing?
Yeah,
like
it looks great.
Cool.
Yeah,
well, that does it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all take care.
Be good.
We'll see you.